Do you think Nintendo is going to continue to release more movies and series like Zelda and all the other aforementioned series?
Well, okay, so there's a little bit of I can go on for hours in this subject here. While you say you're not a gatekeeper in some parts, I think that's one of my major flaws here with this, especially with Pokemon, man, is that I'm a bit of an elitist. I look at this. It comes from my love with the franchise, man. It's like
Yeah.
this thing is more than just a video game to me. It's literally who I am, and it's kind of sad at some points, but
No, no, I don't think
like
it's sad at all. I fully agree with you. Like,
yeah, it's like it's who I am, man. It's like I'm not even exaggerating. I probably think about it half of every day. It's just it's always there, even if it's not like super super intense thought. It's just like you know, I'll just randomly, oh, here's the Route 218 theme, just in my head. Why not? It's just those kinds of things. It's always there for me. So because of that, like I said, I'm a little bit of an elitist. I hate to do it, but again, it's just because I have so much respect for it. Um, when Pokemon Go released, it I hated it. I hated it. Just the concept of the game pissed me off so bad because I'm one of the anti Genwunners and remember nowadays it's not so common, but in 2016 Genwunners were everywhere. It was the anti Pokemon. I mean, it was
yeah.
from 2012 to 2016. It was just a Genwunner was a slur basically. It was a bad word, and it's and that game sort of catered to it in the beginning. Just only the Kanto Pokemon and kind of cheesy selling. I mean, it worked. Don't get me wrong. It absolutely smashed the games, right? It sold like crazy and had everybody in the world playing this thing. It's Pokemon hype 2. And I don't even know. I could barely remember how it worked back then, but it probably did better than the original run. This game was huge, man, and I hated it. I did eventually cave, of course, peer pressure, right? I did play it, and then I played it for a while. I played it all the way till the late Gen 4 era of Pokemon Go. And then once Gen 5 came out, I didn't play it, which is ironically, it's my favorite generation of the mainline games. So I really would have looked forward to playing that, but that's just when I got burnt out of doing the same thing over and over again. It's a mobile game, I'm not expecting so much depth out of it, but um, you know, and again, Detective Pikachu, same deal. When I heard that, I said, "What is this?" I was like, "What the hell is this?" For a side game, okay, because the side game came first, and then I hear Ryan Reynolds, which I immediately associate with Deadpool. So I'm thinking, sort of like a Deadpool humor Pikachu. This is not going to work. I love Pokemon. I love the purity of the series. I love the childness and the likely, everybody's happy and they work together and the bonds and all that cheesy stuff. So I'm just thinking, oh, Ryan Reynolds he's gonna be Pikachu and he's just gonna be all this like grumpy and weirdness. But the movie worked out really well, man. I watched it on a flight for work, and it was one of the free movies there. I said, you know what, here's the chance to do it. And I finished and I was like, wow, that movie was really good. I actually really enjoyed it. And while a lot of the main Pokemon that got attention in that movie were Generation 1 Pokemon, like the Psyduck scene and the Mr. Mime scene and the Charizard scene, and
Mhm.
the main villain is Mewtwo.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, these are all the same selling points again, but they did also focus on Pokemon that weren't Gen 1, like the Greninja squad that are chasing the people, the giant Torterra, stuff like that. Then just in the background, there's a lot of Pokemon that maybe older fans wouldn't recognize. It's just like, oh, that's a Beartic walking around in the background.
Yeah.
That's cool. I love to be able to look and spot them, and I think that was a really cool thing. Do I think they're going to continue with that? Not sure about that, if I'm being honest with you. I think Pokemon, if they are going to continue with it, it's going to be Pokemon only. I don't see them making a Mario movie, especially after like the 80s and 90s
Oh
Mario
yeah.
television
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
I grew up watching that. I'm very, very memorable of those things, and I see how bad it is now, but I did, I did like it as a kid. Um, and Zelda had its show and everything. I just think after that, I don't know if they're gonna do it. it's hard to do things like Link and Mario who don't talk, in the games. It's kind of hard. How do I approach that? I'm a big fan of like silence movies, and maybe not the whole movie silence, but scenes where there's just a lot of things going on, but no
Yeah.
talking. Just you can express yourself more than without talking. And and again, Pokemon the series actually touches on that. You have this bond with your Pokemon and you're able to speak to them essentially through your bond. I think Mario though, it's kind of hard. It's if you're gonna make a movie about it, it's gonna be kind of cheesy. It's just gonna be Mario running around and just jumping around. It's like, how do you do this? So if they were to do another franchise, another movie, I think Pokemon, like you said, you can't fail with it. You can make the crappiest Pokemon movie and it's gonna sell like crazy. Um, so if they would do it, I would say it's gonna be Pokemon again. I think they were in the Wii U era. Wasn't there going to be some sort of like Pikmin shorts? I think I remember there was something like that. I think they hinted at it and they did like a couple 3-minute videos on YouTube or something for Pikmin. I'm not sure if that was Pikmin 3 advertisements or not, but I swore I remember hearing they were going to make a show about it.
I'm not so sure either. I just think like Pikmin, like that sort of game could translate well into like a television show now. Like just
Yeah,
the era of television we're in, where like everyone has streaming services, every single possible niche is being made into a television show.
right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Like when the number one show last year was about chess, and you had like an underlying like drug and like alcohol thing going on. Like all you need to do is just like take something everyone has loved growing up and make it a little gritty,
Right.
and there you go. You have a
Yeah.
bestseller.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did with Detective Pikachu. A little gritty in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of dark and stingy and musty and a little scary at times, like with the Charizard scene, that was a big thing. And, because if they made Pokemon a movie that was a little more similar to the games, it's not going to appeal to those 25, 30-year-olds that grew up with it when they were, they
Yeah.
need that little bit of grit to get those people in as well.
Yeah.